I just can't stand the sound of my own voice.
So I guess you never watched the show.
No, I don't. I'm not one of the actors that doesn't look at his own stuff. We see a lot of it during looping and stuff. You got to go in and see some of your work. That's it. But I hear it's really good. I had a lot of fun.
It's going to be hard when it's half of it's green screen. If you don't watch it, you don't see half of what it is.
No, it's all in my imagination anyway. The version that I see in my head is the one that I'm acting to, I guess. And that actually is fun. I'm a person who enjoys doing those blue screen, green screen acting type things. I really like it. You get to just kind of be free in your imagination, and the animators will animate to what you do. I really enjoy that. It can be really kind of liberating, and people like to complain about it, but I did a lot of black box theater when I was a young actor. And that's when you just have a little stage. You have 49 seats, and you're acting in a black box, with a couple of chairs and a door. So it's sort of the same thing, only with more money.
So we leave your character. He's no longer a detective. He's been fired. And his season-long quest for Julie ends with her dead.
Right.
What is your story now for the next season?
Well, that's a good question, I guess. I think Miller's trying to figure that out himself. He's out of home, he's never been off a series. He's out in space. He's totally uncomfortable with that. He's stuck on the ship with these guys. Thank you. And he's sort of lost, trying to figure out what his next move is. But, Julie Mao lit a spark in Miller. He became awake to another point of view, and it sort of woke him up to maybe do his part. How's he gonna continue the work that Julie was doing? And I think in a way he's still looking for her. He's still trying to find what she means to him, and how he can keep that alive. He doesn't want to let her go. Whatever she ignited in him, he's not ready to let that go, even though she's dead. It's pretty cool.
As an actor, how do you balance the vastness of the world building and sort of keeping that in your head with staying focused on the character's motivations?
I don't know. I just stay focused on the character, in my life, I'm not too worried about sort of the stuff that goes on that makes, why my street has a bunch of potholes in it, because the guy's city hasn't come along to fix the fucking potholes. I'm just driving over, trying to avoid them in my car. So I try to stick with, what's going on in my world. What am I aware of? What are my choices now?
And what's exciting to you about where you're going to move forward in terms of that, your choices part?
Well, I think it really I think Miller is the kind of guy who really didn't care too much about politics or what happens in the world, as long as he was taken care of. It's a very much survival of the fittest, and by hook or by crook, you learn how to survive on the streets, as it were, as Miller kind of grew up without family and had to learn how to manipulate the system to his advantage so that he can survive. And now he's opened up to another way of thinking about the world. Maybe this does affect me in a way, or maybe I should care about the interplanetary politics of the power structure and who's being taken advantage of. And I come from a race of people who are being taken advantage of, and maybe I can contribute something to that. So that's how he's been opened up. So he's out of his comfort zone. That's it. Miller's got to get out of his comfort zone this season.
He starts as a very he doesn't think about anybody else. He's taking bribes. He doesn't really care about what he's doing, a lot of it. But he changes because of Julie and this story. While he's investigating what happened to her, what do you think it was about her that triggered this change in him?
Well, I think she was alive to the world. I think there's an openness that he senses in Julie. There's a caring for things that are bigger than herself. She's sacrificed a really cushy life to give herself to a people that she's not even a part of. It's not even her race. She's not a belter. Yes, she's fighting for this cause. She's opened herself up to the world in a way that Miller is totally closed off. So it fascinates him. He wants to know, what is that? Who does that? What kind of person does that? When you've got everything, and you give all that up for others, what is that? And that's something that's alien to Miller, and that's what fascinates him about Julie Mounds.
So all season you get awesome, thank you. So all season you guys were kind of, all the characters had their own different storylines going on. Everybody's kind of, when you talked before you came, 7 degrees of separation going on. At the end, you guys all meet up. Everybody finally gets to see. How excited are you about to be able to work with the rest of your teammates going into the next season?
No, it was really great. They have a tight-knit crew. And they've been working together all season, whereas all my stuff was solitary. And now we get to, it's sort of like oil and water in one way, and in another way, I think Miller brings a certain groundedness, if you want to call it a jadedness or a sense of reality to the group. And it's one of those combinations that shouldn't work, like honey and like lemon. You think like this shouldn't really work, but it does.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.